presenting yourself to the world as something other than just a girl who be eating with her mouth open and counting money in a Louis Vuitton store taking a video. And this is my wife. I bought the dress. I like the dress. The dress is not see-through. Now, we're gonna end with the biggest coon of them all, the biggest raccoon of them all, the biggest Shannon Sharpe.
All I'ma say is Big Mel, Big Meloney. Listen, Meloney. That's my favorite. That's my review. That's my whole review. Shout out to Meloney. Ain't she pretty as shit? Hashtag you comment or you not. And
Pastor Dr. Jamal Bryant and his beautiful wife, Dr. Carrie Bryant, and the backlash that she has received from wearing this beautiful, beautiful dress. Now, let me pull this dress up on the screen for you guys. Now, the dress that you are looking at here on the screen is the dress that seems to have all of the Christian bandits up in arms. Oh my gosh, she is a scarlet. She has on a dress that is the same color as her skin. Pin her to the Christian stakes. I mean, that's what it's giving. And I gotta be honest with you. I don't see nothing wrong with Dr. Carrie Bryant's dress. I don't see anything wrong with her dress. Basically, what it gave is that the Bryants were going to a UNCF gala where they were raising a lot of money for the United Negro College Fund. Now, let me give you a little bit of tea on me, boo. I was once Miss UNCF, okay, at Barber Scotia College in 2000 and something. I don't remember the year, but I was a Miss UNCF, and so this story holds a special place to me. But yeah, they're tripping. They are tripping. This is the shit that holds the black church back. They want you to be dressed in just, I've seen people in certain churches and denominations, the women have on them long white socks. They got on them sneakers and they have the long jean dresses. I'm just like, it's giving slave. It's really giving slave. It's giving toxic cult-like slave. And I feel like one of the issues I have with the black church, some of the black churches, is that y'all got to keep up with the traditions. Y'all got to keep up with, not the traditions, but y'all got to keep up. Y'all got to elevate. I think that people are just such in an uproar because they're so stuck in this old version of church that has been altered to brainwash some of you niggas. And that's just the case of what it is. And you're showing your skirt, you're showing your car with the anger that you're presenting to Dr. Carrie Bryant. She looked fine as fuck to me. Here's the underlying message for me. Dr. Carrie Bryant is a black woman with a black ass, black curves, she got a black body. She's giving curves. She's not a stick figure. And my whole thing is that, if Dr. Joel, is he a doctor? But if Joel Osteen's wife came out in the same dress, I don't think people would have the same reaction. And I was looking at Funky Dineva's commentary, and his whole thing was, it's because it's flesh colored. But again, what is wrong with that? Like, who is it that we're trying to protect with her not wearing a flesh colored dress? It takes me back to, and this is awful comparison, but what comes to my mind is the thought of, you always used to hear about pedophiles in the churches. And oftentimes we made the victims the people who were the bad guy and the bad guys the victims. And by that I mean, it's like, okay, you got to make sure that you cover your butt or cover like your legs because it might distract a man. Like, to me, the bigger problem is, why is a man distracted by a little bit of thigh meat? Like, it's just crazy. Why would a man be distracted by the color of flesh? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not here for it. I do want to play the clip of what Dr. Jamal Bryant said in defense of his wife. Now, I got to say this. I am a little bit biased because I am all things the Bryants. I love Pastor Jamal Bryant. I don't care how many people he slept with or cheated with allegedly. I don't care, because he who is without sin, throw the first stone. And I feel like, honestly, we need more Jamal Bryants in that pulpit, because you know what? He's not perfect, but he's a human being, and he's always educating black people on money, finances, elevation, being entrepreneurs. I feel like he is the kind of pastor that I like. When I don't go to church in my hometown, I look at New Birth. Is it New Birth? Whatever church he is a church pastor of, I look at him on YouTube. And so I am very biased. I think he's a really good pastor. He gives me Martin Luther King. He really does. He gives me a black leader that we really need to hold tight to. Let's look at what he said in defense of his wife, the lovely Dr. Carrie Bryant.
This straight. I needed to deal with it head on because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. I needed to get this straight.
There it is. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. Pastor Bryant is walking into 2026 playing no games about his wife. And here's the thing. Here for it. 10s across the board. He didn't make no post on social media. He went straight to the source. He went straight to you people who have the issue. And he said on his pulpit, listen, this is my wife. I bought the dress. I like the dress. The dress is not see-through. And here's the thing. We've heard more we've heard more information about the dress being flesh tone than we've heard about, like he said, the large amount of money that they helped raise. We've heard more about the dress than we heard about her beautiful prayer. We've heard more about the dress than we hear about anything that's actually of substance. People get real ignorant and people get real simple minded because, oh my gosh, she has a dress on that's a flesh colored dress. Put her on the cross, nail her to the cross. Like, y'all gotta do better. There are so many causes out here that y'all can take some of that energy and put it to. And it just goes to, to show kind of what he says. It's very ignorant. It's very simple minded. I mean, your brain can only go as far to think about somebody's dress. Did you vote, child, in this last election? Like, are you voting in your local cities and states, child? Like, it's a lot of more stuff that you guys could be angry about than somebody dressed. And again, I have to really preface it by saying that as a black woman, and let me hold on. As a black woman's, I really feel like it is because she has curves. Let me see if I can show a better look at this dress. Look at this dress. No. There's nothing absolutely wrong with this dress. And again, I think the bigger conversation for me is that people are just upset with her body. She's a thick, voluptuous, she's given curves, she's given black women body. And I really do feel like if any of our other first ladies who maybe had more of a stick figure body wore the same dress, then we wouldn't be saying anything. And so I want to say that black people or whoever talking about it, and what gags me the most? I feel like it's more women talking about this lady dressed than it is men. And on another clip I saw, Dr. Bryant was like, y'all don't talk about gluttony and all you people who are big back. Now, I'm paraphrasing. because I don't think he used the word big back, but it's like nobody's talking about the obese gluttony, eating everything, can't fit in a dress. If half you hoes could fit in a dress and look like that in a dress, you would be wearing it too. Half you hoes are just mad that she looked good and that she is not trying to conform to the traditional first lady. She's being herself. She's praying, educated woman, praying woman, wife, good wife. Okay, we see how what her husband's giving, good wife, and all y'all can talk about is her dress, and it's really giving. You're mad because you don't listen. Look how me and her, we look the same in a dress. Look, add myself into it. All jokes aside, I just feel like it's women out here who are just mad that they don't look like that in the dress, and that's what it is. Moving right along. Now, moving right along to this young lady. I really didn't want to talk about her because she's a fighter and I hope she don't try to find me, but I keep seeing her. I've been seeing Claressa Sheilds everywhere I turn, on TikTok, on Twitter.
You still with Pap? Yeah, he upstairs. He's upstairs.
I've been seeing her on TikTok. I've been seeing her on Instagram. I've been seeing her on Facebook Reels. She's everywhere. And I'll start with the beautiful things about her. I think she's a very beautiful girl. Very beautiful body. Very beautiful girl. A really great fighter. She really has mastered her craft. But something ain't right here. There are so many clips, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them, but there are so many clips out here of Claressa Sheilds looking and acting crazy, in my opinion. And let me use a proper word. I don't want to say that she acting crazy, but she needs to be refined. Now, I've been thinking about this for a minute. I've been wanting to talk about it for a minute, but I thought that I was tripping.
Yeah, every time I'm supposed to be your wife and stuff. You see this big old ring on my finger? Bling a ding ding ding. Engaged. I'm getting tired of people asking me, when your wedding? When your wedding?
I thought that maybe she was just a girl who ain't used to nothing, and you know she's new up in this space. Let me just show you some clips.
And Papoose, baby, rate the food 1 through 10.
Listen, man, this food is amazing. The way you seasoned it,
Okay.
It was cooked perfectly.
Period.
Is there a gun in his
Thank you, man. I need another plate.
You okay?
I need another plate. Great job.
But what 1 through 10?
I already told you it's an 11.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Now, this is the plate that he says is an 11. Now, Papoose, baby, if you need help, honey, just blink twice. Ain't no way. Even somebody said in the comments, nah, they trolling. It ain't no way.
See, I want us to get married. Can't you see?
Hold the kiss. Hold the kiss. Hold the kiss. Hold it. There you go. Boom, boom.
You want your ass scrambled hard? I know how he likes it. Ask me nothing. Yeah, I want mine too. You know how much I cook for this man? His house, my house. I just made him my special oxtails. You know I'll make you oxtails unless I love you for real, for real.
Let me tell you how crazy I am.
Okay.
The fact that a girl wants to fight against me makes me mad.
Really?
Cause it was like, all right, done proved I'm the best, and now you want some?
Okay.
I gotta get in the gym, I gotta eat healthy, I gotta run, I gotta not have sex with my man for 6 weeks, I gotta do all this stuff.
Can we stop right here? Hold on. You see this big old ring on my finger? Bling a ding ding ding.
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Now, I don't know much about Papoose. That's a little bit before my time, or I don't know. I don't know if I was in a, rap like that. But it's something about them that I can't quite put my hands on. The thing that I want to put my hands on is Claressa Sheilds a project for Papoose? Do I see Claressa Sheilds and Papoose being together for a long time and going the distance? I don't, but I hate to say that because something just seems really off about them. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. All the money that she's taking to buy all these Louis Vuittons and, you know, all of these extravagant things, I really do, and I mean this with love from a black woman to a black woman, I think that she needs to really invest some money in some type of charm school or PR training or etiquette. I mean, because I really feel like she's making a fool out of herself, unfortunately, on social media. And I think that she could really, I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she's very, very talented. And I think that she seems to be a smart girl, but she's just a little bit rough around the edges. And unfortunately, when you put yourself in a space to where, you know, you're famous, rather D-list, C-list, whatever list, you know, you're still a level of fame. And I feel like most of the things that I see on social media about Claressa Sheilds, about Papoose are all jokes and reels and funny memes.
Hi, I'm new here. Okay, hi Lisa. Pap is upstairs. Pap is upstairs and I'm downstairs. Somebody said nice wig. You mean nice hair? My wigs be straight. This is actually my natural hair. Am I pregnant? No, I ain't goddamn pregnant.
And most of it ain't good. Even when she wore it to that Sherry Shepherd interview, it's like, girl, why would you wear that on you ain't going to the club. Like, she ain't going to the club. So I'm not sure why she has on that club dress. And even in the other clip of her being again, I get that some people are not used to having money. They're not used to having even love at that cause. Maybe this is her first, you know, real relationship. This is her first time really like being a name. They was on the Breakfast Club. You know, she's really excited about having her a man, and kudos for her. I mean, maybe she's never really had a man that she can like pour into the way she's pouring into him. And it's not even about the fact that she has a man. It's about her roughness around the edges. Why are you taking cash to the Louis Vuitton store? You don't have a credit card. You don't have a debit card. Why are you walking in there taking videos of a bunch of money and talking about what you about to be buying, girl? Like, this is a mess. But I say this with love. I mean, at the end of the day, we all are not used to some things. And I think ultimately my wish and desire for this beautiful black woman is for her to just take some, you know, who are the celebrities using? I know these celebrities are using somebody. I would love for like a Taraji P. Henson or like a Megan Good or maybe even a Tiana Taylor to take this beautiful black woman under their wing and help her out. Because at the end of the day, from what I see, ain't Papoose still married? So at the end of the day, she on Sherry Shepherd talking about she want to get married, girl, and I get it. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're setting yourself up and presenting yourself to the world as something other than just a girl who be eating with her mouth open and counting money in a Louis Vuitton store taking a video. Now, please don't come for me. I am just giving my opinion. We all have them, girl. I can't fight. I ain't been in a fight a day in my life. So listen, you got it. You got it. But I just want you to win. I want you to look amazing doing it. And that's that. Now, we're going to end with the biggest coon of them all, the biggest raccoon of them all, the biggest of them all, Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, I don't know why I continue to be surprised by the coonery that is Shannon Sharpe. You know, when Shannon Sharpe first came out and he had a really big interview with my boo, Cat Williams, I was just very excited to see this black man, you know, have his, podcast, have his show on YouTube that was just very successful. All of his episodes was getting in the millions of the views. I was very happy for him. And then he started opening up his damn mouth outside of the podcast and showed us who he really was. And who he really is a nigga. At the end of the day, I can't sugarcoat it. I can't sugar it. This man is a coon. Let's listen to the dumb shit coming out of his mouth this week.
I think about going to the Dominican and treat myself. What kind of car they got over there?
They drive mopeds.
Oh, what they got? They got something with like long hair, light skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You are like you talk about Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What they do out there? Oh, Lord. Man, if it don't, when I travel for soccer. That's soccer reasons only. So if it ain't got nothing to do with soccer,
I'll go sock something.
Shannon Sharpe says he's going to treat himself to a Dominican Republican trip. They got something with long hair and light skin there. Listen, I don't know why I'm surprised. He is just being the nigga that he is. Like, I don't feel sorry for him. I actually desire for him what he desires for himself. I really hope he goes to the Dominican and finds that light-skinned, non-black, long-haired girl. And I hope she takes the rest of the money that the last girl didn't take from him. This man need to be canceled. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or he needs to be on Ayanla or something. Because for me, what Shannon Sharpe gives me, and I said the same thing about, who was that? The dude who, I can't think of his name. I'll add his name somewhere on the screen. But there's a certain look to black men who say stuff like this, and the look is Shannon Sharpe. I'm gonna leave it at that. Take with that what you want. But I think that what it gives is that, back when you was in school, maybe these black girls didn't want you because of your aesthetic. I don't know. Maybe you look at yourself and you don't really like what you see, and so you don't want to, sleep with someone who has the same color hue as you, or the same nose as you, or the same full lips as you. Maybe you hate yourself so much that you can only give yourself any kind of social status, or it makes you feel good to say that you got a non-black woman. The most, you want something that is as further from your daughter and your mother and your grandmother and your great-grandmother as possible, because you don't like them. You don't like what you see in the mirror. So if you don't like that, then you definitely don't want to be with someone who resembles that. And it's very, very sad for me. And the one thing that I'm going to give Ocho Cinco, because he the same, he has a type. And let me be clear. I'm not mad that he has a type. Am I? I'm not mad that he has a type, but as a woman, as a black woman, we see this all the time. And I don't think his is more so, he has a type, but his type is something that doesn't look like him. And for me, I need Ayanla Van Zant. She has a show coming out, y'all. I think she's coming back to OWN Network. And I feel like he needs to be in that first season of Ayanla Van Zant Fix My Life, or whatever she's going to call it this time around, because I want to know the psychology. I want to know the science behind men like Shannon Sharpe, men like Ocho Cinco, men like my close friend Michael Jordan, who go out here and actively choose to be with someone that would not be with you if you didn't have any money. This person would not be with you and would damn near run to the other side of the street if they saw you coming. If you was a degular black man, they are afraid of you. But the gag for me is that these women think so little of you and think that you're so dumb, so stupid, so ignorant, and they know that you hate yourself. So they also prey on you, and you're just so stupid. Why would you want to be with somebody who thinks you're dumb, who doesn't even value you and only values you because of the fact that you have money? But if you lost that money today or got sick tomorrow and lost that money, they would run to the next big black dick they could. At the end of the day, I really want to know. I want to know the psychology behind these athletes, these rich black men. And I also want to say this. I used to believe the narrative that the majority of black successful men have white or non-black women. And I need to look up the stats on that. But from what I remember reading recently, that's not true. Most successful black men do have black women. So shame on me, honestly, for even giving this story the light of day. But what I really want to give the light of day to is the self-hate that Shannon Sharpe has for himself. And the self-hate low-key about Ocho Cinco. And it's ironic because both of them have beautiful, deeper skin tone daughters. So what does that say to them? That, hey, you're my daughter, I love you, but I wouldn't wife nothing that looks like you? I don't know. And our last hot topic of the week is Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry, friend to the show, is back in the news. So Tyler Perry's sexual assault accuser, Mario Rodriguez, encourages social users to ask why Tyler was sending him money after the Madea film wrapped. Tyler Perry knows what he did. The evidence that's going to come out is going to shock you guys. Tyler Perry's second sexual assault accuser speaking out again. He's saying that the text messages show him allegedly begging Tyler Perry for money actually prove his point. Listen, I just don't get it. Now, Tyler Perry has never really come out and said what his sexuality is. And I guess the question is, does he have to? The direct answer to that is no. Nobody has to come out and say, hey, I like pussy, or I like penis, or I like a pussy penis or a penis pussy. Like, nobody got to say that, right? Nobody got to say what they like. But for me, it's kind of odd that he has a type. If you've seen any of his shows, in my opinion, the type of man that he likes, he always puts that type of man in all of his movies as a sex symbol. And I think that's his way of being able to say what he likes without saying what he likes. And I think a big part of that is because he dominates the Christian Black person landscape, if you will. Like, that is his audience. And I do think that he's afraid if he comes out as what I think his actual preference is, that would affect his money, that would affect his bottom line. Neither here nor there. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, people are leaving so many clues, so many evidence for someone to come back and blackmail you. Why would you be texting this man or why would you leave any paper trail if there was some type of sexual advance or sexual assault? Like, I don't understand why these, Hollywood people leave the biggest breadcrumbs. They're not even leaving breadcrumbs. They're leaving full sandwiches for the media, TMZ, to all be able to look at. It's quite strange to me. But what it says to me is that the lust and the desire that you have for men that look like this man, Mario, look like the other man, and the other man, allegedly, you have an addiction to that type of man. And it's unfortunate because if he is a part of the LGBTQ community and he doesn't feel safe to, be out here with his lover or, walk in his truth, allegedly, then he's using his movies and his plays as a way to recruit men. He's using his movies and his plays as a way to really showcase what he truly desires in a partner. And this is all alleged, but it makes me sad because I would want you to look at Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen is thriving. But he's a white man, so I don't know. But there's a lot of gay. Look at what's that man? He has a show too, and he was on Andy Cohen recently. I'll add him on the screen too, child. I can't think of his name, but he has a talk show as well. And he is a Black man who is a gay man who's doing very well for himself. So, all this is alleged. We don't know what Tyler Perry likes or don't like, but if we had to guess, we know what we're going to guess it is. I really pray that in 2026, if it is Tyler Perry's desire, allegedly, to no longer hide his desires and what he really wants in a partner, I really pray that he is in a space where he feels comfortable to be with who he loves in plain view and stop using his freaking plays and his movies as a dating service for himself. And at the end of the day, I can't really be sad for him. Now, please, if you see me and think that, I should be in your movie or you want to bring my podcast to your, whatever, don't judge my commentary. I'm just telling you my opinion. Okay? I'm just telling you my opinion. Please don't judge it. I'm being honest and I'm just saying I'm saying what everybody is thinking. I'm saying that silent part out loud. And I just hate to see people continually come out and accuse you of these things with a lot of receipts. The last guy that he was, his last alleged victim, what happened to him? I'm sure Tyler Perry paid that man off. And at the end of the day, if his money is so long like that, maybe paying these little, white men, these Latin looking men, a little, chump change to him, he gets what he wants. I don't know. I would just hope that he can live his truth. I always think about the documentary about Luther Vandross and how he basically was never able to live his love. Like all the songs he wrote about, all the love songs he wrote about, he had to never truly live out loud because he was so busy trying to, give his fans the fantasy that he really wanted women when allegedly he really wanted a man. And so imagine going your whole life allegedly like Tyler Perry or allegedly like Luther Vandross, not being able to love who you love out loud. You know what I'm saying? And having to just get lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit because you would rather just, trick than treats. All right, y'all. So it comes to our next segment, which is Ask Meloney P. Now, it has been, I have been asking people to put things in my email for the past 2 years, and I have not been reading them. I have not been reading them on the show because I've been busy. And so this one might be a little bit old, but I found it in my freaking inbox, and that is That's Scary Podcast at gmail.com. And I really wanted to read this Ask Meloney P letter and give you my opinion. This is lengthy. So this says, "Hi, Meloney P. I'm writing because I really don't know who to ask, and I trust your perspective and honesty. I've been in a relationship with my partner for a little over 3 years. Overall, he's a good man, present, supportive, and very involved in my life. But recently, a few things have happened that have left me feeling uneasy and questioning things I've never thought I have to question. Over the past several months, I've noticed changes in his behavior that I can't quite explain. Certain comments he made, the type of content he engages online, and a few situations I've observed have made me wonder if he may be more attracted to men than to women, or possibly struggling with his sexual identity altogether. What makes this harder is that when I try to bring up anything remotely close to this, he becomes defensive or shuts down completely. I don't want to accuse him of anything, and I also don't want to be disrespectful or insensitive. At the same time, I don't think it's fair to myself to ignore my intuition or pretend I don't see what I see. I love him, but I'm confused. I don't know if I'm overthinking, projecting my own fears, or if this is something I need to seriously address before continuing to build a future. How do you navigate a situation like this with honesty and compassion without gaslighting yourself or forcing someone to confront something they're not ready to face? Any advice would really help." That's a hard one. I did not read this before I did not read this whole thing before I started. This is wild. First of all, thank you for writing this in. I know this might have been a while ago. Please forgive me. Hold it to my, however they say the thing. If you have an intuition that your man might like niggas, that's an intuition that cannot be ignored. Now, she says in here, let's look at some of the stuff she says. She says certain comments he's made, the type of content he engages with online, and a few situations I've observed have made me wonder. Now, she didn't give specifics, but to me, what kind of comments is he leaving? What is he engaging with online? She said a few situations have made her wonder. Now, here's the gag as well. A lot of women, now I don't know none, and I ain't seen them for myself, but I have heard that a lot of women now are okay with dating bisexual men, with, men who like both men and women. I'd be curious to ask how you guys' sex life is. And just to be quite transparent with that, if you think your man might be bisexual or gay, you need to know that, because you're sleeping with that man and you're also sleeping with whoever he sleeps with. And that's very dangerous. As Black women, last I checked, were the top in, STDs and certain STDs. And I don't want to be insensitive to that without knowing all the numbers. But if you have an intuition that your man might not like just women, I'm sorry, no ma'am. Either you can hire a private investigator. That could be very costly. You could come right out and ask him, hey, like I see, like come with receipts. I feel like for me, I would not hire an investigator unless I had money like that just to waste. I've done it before. But I think I would start with, let me think. I would get my receipts together. Sometimes women are the best private investigators that they have. And I honestly think that if I had such an inclination and I saw my man was, I'm just going to assume because you did not say, if I saw my man liking, other men, sexy looking men, commenting under their comments, I feel like if you have an intuition, if you think that, you have strong receipts. And I would pull those receipts together. When y'all are home alone, I would be like, hey, I'm seeing this. If you like men, it's totally okay. But I need you to be honest with me. Okay, I love you. We've invested 3 years together and I need you to be honest with me. And I want to create a very safe space. This is not a judgment zone. This is not I'm going to judge you or any of those things. This is just, I love you. I know you love me. And I know that this could be very hard to navigate. But if you do like men, if you are bisexual, let's have the conversation. And here are the reasons. And have your receipts ready that I think that you might like these niggas. That's what I would say. Now there's a good chance if he's a black man, I'm assuming he black. He's a black man, and I'm curious to know where y'all live, because if it's certain places. But if he's a black man, he could deny. And so if he does deny, you might want to either get the private investigator, continue to dig, but you gotta know. Because if you feel that strongly and have that many receipts based off of the email, it's nothing that you can just take his word for. I don't know. If that was me and my man was liking men, I'm gonna just put myself in it. If that was me and my man was liking men's pictures, he was looking at like some type of gayest content. He was just doing things that, oh no, that's not gonna work, because 3 years? Do y'all have kids? Like, I have so many questions. Like, do y'all have kids? Are y'all married? I don't think y'all are married. Liking men is a serious thing for you to think. And my suggestion to you would be to have the conversation, gather your receipts, protect yourself in the bedroom. And if you have to, hire someone to follow his ass. It's not that hard. It's a lot of people out here that'll do that for you at a very great charge. And if you need somebody, don't know where you are, but if you're in Charlotte, I know somebody who can do it for you for the low, and they're very discreet. So I don't know. Hire the private investigator, pull your receipts together, girl. But at any rate, you got to do something, because this is too much. All right, y'all. Lastly, we are spotlighting Black small businesses on the show, and I'm super excited to bring to you guys again Daddy's Brave Little Girl. I'm super excited to bring to you guys this Black author, Daddy's Little Girl. I have talked about it oftentimes on the show. This is friend of the show, S.J. Sheldon J. Nixon. He is a Black author. He's writing children's books just to ensure that our children have, representation in the books that they read. Now, you know how we do, child. We like to get them kids in the bed real quick, me included. Make sure y'all read into y'all kids before they go to bed. Now, I gotta start doing this myself. I be so eager to get Billy in the bed, child. I be like, girl, go ahead and get in that bed. And she got a whole plethora of books on her bookshelf. But we have to start reading to our kids before we go to bed. And it's really important that our children see Black fathers, Black little boys and girls, and that they see themselves represented in these books. Okay? This is a really great read for your kids, and it's a really good book. Big words, beautiful pictures, big letters. I think it's so cute. I read this to my daughter. She loved it. And you can get this book on Amazon. Support small Black businesses. Support Black men out here doing good. Father in the community, activist in the community, entrepreneur. He does all the things. Make sure you cop your book, Daddy's Brave Little Girl. Support Black businesses. If you are a Black business owner or know someone that is and you would like to be spotlit on this segment of the show, please send me a DM. Please email me and I will let you know how to get your products or services to me. If you even want to come on the show and just do a little quick little yang to help get your business out there, we got to stick together, honey, because it's 2026. We got goals, child. Lord Jesus, we got goals. Lord, help me. I got goals because I got to get out of my 9 to 5. Okay? Okay? Y'all, let me know what you think of the show. I will see you guys every Monday. I'm glad it's the new year. It's the first episode of the new year. I hope you guys like my setup. I'm super excited about all the episodes to come. This is a great conversation. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, anything, hit me up in the comment section below and I will see you in the next episode.